There are many destinations in the West that aren't well known outside of the Rockies. Lake Powell isn't one of them. This 186-mile-long and 25-mile-wide corridor of water covers an area bigger than the entire city of Chicago. People up and down the East Coast have heard of the contrasting red and blue of Powell, but few have ever visited. One marina on the lake is well aware of this fact and is striving to create a luxury experience that rivals any New York hotel, but with the natural beauty of the Southwest. For Antelope Point Marina, a trip to Lake Powell is worthy of no less.
It's the largest floating platform in the world. It's concrete, the styrofoam inside of it, about 5 feet thick. And this is the largest floating restaurant in the world. It's the only place where you can be like 2 or 3 feet from the water when you're having dinner or lunch. The atmosphere in the evening here is fantastic.
Yeah, from the time you show up the top of the hill with our cart service, they load you on the boat right away. We'll do an orientation. We pilot everybody in and out of the marina. If you're not comfortable anchoring, we'll even help you get anchored up out on the beach. We really want to make sure your trip is good. And even when you come back in, it's easy. You just take your stuff off and go, and we take care of all the fueling and pumping out. So we try to take as much of the work out of houseboating as possible.
In 2004, Lake Powell opened Antelope Point Marina, just 7 miles from Page, Arizona and Highway 89. Now, it's the newest of the 7 marinas that allow access to nearly 2,000 miles of shoreline. When a boater who has never been to Powell hears a number like that, they often ask why you need a marina at all. Just drive up to the water and go. Well, with Powell, much of the lake is surrounded by steep sandstone walls, limiting access to the developed marinas. That is what sets Lake Powell apart, after all. Most lakes and reservoirs have a sloping shoreline with some trees, a layer of green, maybe a small cliff to jump off of. Here, the colors jump to the red end of the spectrum, leaving green behind somewhere along the way, and walls of slick rock tower in every direction. Castles of stone rear out of the water like giant hands trying to grasp the sky. Most lakes are beautiful. Powell is iconic. Since that iconography makes access difficult, it falls to the marinas to usher boats from ramp to water. That being the case, Antelope Point has tried to differentiate itself from the others by offering services more akin to a nice hotel than a simple gateway to adventure. Luxury houseboats fill the slips. Captains pilot the ships when necessary if a vacationer isn't comfortable steering the craft. Heck, they even deliver groceries. Lake Powell isn't a hotel, however. You don't just show up to your room, call down for some room service, and then relax. Powell means adventure. You see things you've never imagined and do things you can't do anywhere else. The luxury is there, but you will never really experience Lake Powell until you step out of your comfort zone and get a little wet.
Of course, we have water skis, knee boards, wakeboards. We have the slalom skis, the kayaks, which have become really popular as of recent with the hiking in the slot canyons, tubes, deck boats and ski boats. And there's just so many places to see with so many canyons to explore. It's a great way to do it, it really is.
Watch people doing wakeboarding right here. We have a wakeboard area here that either being towed around by personal watercraft over these jumps or towed by the Grinch winch, which is a hydraulic winch that brings you in and out of the harbor on your wakeboard or your water ski. And we do competitions right here a couple times a year.
Everything, all the accommodations, activities, and events are meant for one simple purpose: to turn a family vacation to Powell into the most memorable trip of a lifetime. Well, come to think of it, that isn't simple at all. The point is all too aware of that fact, but through making things fun, high class, and even environmentally friendly, they can get pretty close to that trip of a lifetime goal.
When you go to Disneyland or the other place, everyone kind of goes off and does their own thing, where really when you're out here on the lake, everybody's together and participating with each other, and you really get that. It's kind of like going to that cabin up north with your family. You really get that family bonding.
The cooling for the building is done with lake water. It's brought up from deep in the lake and circulates through the walls. Everything that's built into the marina as far as the structure is all environmentally sound.
Lake Powell is a well-known destination all across the U.S. Its contrasting colors, carefree atmosphere, and of course the water. Antelope Point Marina adds another category to the impressive strengths of the reservoir: comfort and service. Put everything together, and why would you ever choose to languish in some Park Avenue hotel when you could have this view out of your window and an afternoon of exploration on your menu? Plus, you still have a 4-star restaurant within walking distance.
All these things make it a very user-friendly boat, and it's easy to use.
Hopefully we know your name and take care of you from the time you park until the time you head home.
From the waters of Lake Powell, I'm Stephen Heumann for AYL.